Hello everyone. Azure Service Bus provides special kind of sub queue or secondary queue called dead letter queue. In this video, we are going to see everything about dead letter queue and how to consume that from our C Sharp code. In this channel, every day I'll be posting videos related to full stack development, cloud technologies, and interview challenges. If you like this type of content, please do subscribe and support me to grow this channel. Now we'll move to the video and see what is dead letter queue. This DLQ is a short term to refer the dead letter queue. The dead letter queue is a secondary queue of every main queue that we have created manually. The unique instance of dead letter queue will be attached to every queue that we have created. I insist the word unique instance of dead letter queue because every main queue will have its own associated dead letter queue, which will not be shared with any other main queue's dead letter queue. The dead letter queue cannot manually created nor deleted. That will be automatically created when we create a main queue. Now we'll understand why do we have dead letter queue. The main purpose of dead letter queue is to store the service bus messages that are failed to deliver or failed to process. The messages can be inspected from dead letter queue to understand the failure reason, and it can be resubmitted to process it again with corrective action. Dead letter queue is also like any other normal queue, except the messages to dead letter queue will be pushed through only dead lettering operations. And the time to leave property will not be applicable to the messages that are in the dead lettering queue. Once the message is moved to dead letter queue, there is no automatic cleanup until explicitly the message is retrieved and completed by application. There are some activities in service bus will let the message to move dead lettering queue, like header size exceeded. Every service bus message will have a limited size for header. Mostly it will be 64 kilobyte. If any message is having more than that size, then that will be considered as header size exceeded exception. Then that message will be moved to dead lettering queue. Time to live expired. When we create a queue, we have an option to configure time to live. This is a duration that any message can live in the queue. Once this duration is passed, that message will be considered as expired, that will be considered for dead lettering queue. Invalid session. When the session is enabled and in the message, if there is no valid session ID, that message also will be considered for dead lettering. Maximum forward. When we create a queue, there is an option to configure auto forward the message to any other queue or topic. In such case, if the message is passes through more than 4 queues or topic, then that message will be considered as dead lettering. Maximum delivery count. Again, when we create a queue, we have an option to configure delivery count. This property will tell the number of time the Azure Service Bus can deliver the particular message. Once the maximum delivery count is reached, that message will be considered for dead lettering. After all, any application can reject any message and can move to dead letter queue explicitly using Service Bus APIs. Now we'll move to Azure portal to understand how dead lettering queue works. This is the queue that we have created for our previous video. Under this particular queue, if you go to Service Bus Explorer, you can see this dead letter queue attached. This dead lettering queue attached under the particular instance of this queue. This is the main queue, we'll call it as. Under this main queue instance, there is a dead lettering queue attached. This is also like any other queue. We can peek if it has any message, we can peek and we can perform all the operation like any other normal queue. We'll prove that there is a unique instance will be attached under every main queue that we are creating. To do that, we'll create another queue with the name as queue2, and I'm going to mark enable dead lettering on this message. Whether you enable this or not, the dead lettering queue will be created. But if you enable this on message expiring, the message will be moved to dead lettering queue. I'm just creating a new queue. Okay, that is because I clicked it twice. Now you can see the queue2 is created. If you go to the service bus explorer, here also the dead lettering queue is attached against the instance of queue2. We'll prove that one instance of dead letter will not impact the another instance of dead letter when we push, and we'll try to move the messages to dead letter, and we'll understand will not impact each other. Maybe you can see the message time to live here is 14 days. That is a default value that I didn't change. I will change it to 1 minute here also. If I refresh, I'll be getting this. Yeah, this is all our configuration part. We'll move to our sender application, which will post a couple of messages. This sender application still pointing to defer demo queue. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to send a message to the defer demo queue, and we as we have time to live duration is 1 minute. Immediately after 1 minute is passed, the message should go to dead letter in queue. Now we'll go to our defer demo, make sure the messages are there in the queue. You can see two messages are in the queue, and you can see the sequence number 28 and 29 messages are just posted. We'll wait for a minute. After a time to live duration, the message will should be automatically moved to dead letter in queue. So this queue will get cleared and the dead letter queue will get couple of messages. We'll wait for a minute. Yes. Now you can see the 1 minute is passed, the main queue is getting cleared, and all those two messages move to dead letter in queue. Now, like any other normal queue, we can pick the messages from dead letter queue and we can see few other properties. You can see the dead letter reason and the error description. The reason for these messages move to dead letter queue because of time to live is expired. We have configured it as a 1 minute. After 1 minute duration, it is moved to dead letter in queue for this reason. Now we'll move to our other queue, which is Q2, and we'll go ahead and see this particular queue's date letter. You can see this particular queue's date letter is still having zero elements. You can see if you try to pick, there is no element, there is no message to be picked. This proves that every main queue will have its own instance of dead letter queue associated. You can see only under defer the demo queue, the dead lettering is having two messages. So whatever messages are there in this main queue and that is failed due to some reason, in this case the time to live is expired, that will be moved to the respective dead letter queue. So one dead letter queue will not impact any other main queue's dead lettering queue. Now we'll try to see how to consume the messages from date letter queue. We'll go back to our receiver application. So this is the receiver application code which will connect to our particular queue in a peak lock mode, and it will try to wait for a message to receive. As there is no message in our main queue, even if you start this receiver application, will not get anything. Now we need to consume the message from date lettering queue. To do that, when we create our receiver instance, and along with this service bus receiver option, we have an option to configure subqueue. So we have seen that that letter queue is a kind of subqueue for the main queue. So this is our main queue, and we wanted to connect subqueue of this main queue, and the type of subqueue should be date letter. There are two enum option. One is debt letter and debt letter transfer. This is just to both will point to the same queue, but when we initialize our receiver with this type, then this will receive messages only that are moved to debt letter for below reason, like a message passes through more than four queues. This is the maximum forward exceeded limit exception, and destination queue or topic disabled or deleted. When a message is sent after the message is sent to the wire, if the queue or topic is disabled or deleted, that particular message will be moved to dead letter queue. If the destination queue or topic exceed the maximum entity size, so for all these reasons, if message is moved to dead letter queue, that can be received using this particular option. For now, we have our messages are moved to dead letter queue due to time to live expire. For that, we are going to initialize our subqueue as dead letter. That's it. Now our receiver object is ready to consume a message from dead letter queue. So everything is similar. We have our receiver object. We are going to receive message using receive message async method. That's it. And we are going to consume it. We are going to console log the message. We'll start it. And because we are receiving in peak lock mode, we'll try to complete the message. Receiver dot complete message async this message. And we are going to avoid this. So we are receiving the message and we are console logging it and we are completing. So the particular message which is received should be removed from red letter queue. We'll try to start our receiver application. The first message is received and it should be removed. We'll go to the service bus and we'll see. You can see there is only one message in the date letter queue. The first message is received and consumed by the application, meaning completed by the application. Only second message in the queue, date letter queue. So this is how we'll consume the messages from date lettering queue. We have seen another option like the message can be manually or explicitly moved to date letter queue by a receiving application or any application, right? So that we'll see how to do that. So now we are going to initialize our receiver. Immediately after receiving a message, there is a method in receiver object called date letter messaging. So this will explicitly ask the particular message to be moved to date letter in queue. So we can this will accept the first parameter as a service bus message. We're going to pass the message that we wanted to move to date letter, and it has some overloaded method which will accept again the properties that to be modified or added. Maybe I will have a new dictionary of string comma object, and I'm going to have some property. I'm going to add reason. It should be key value pair reason demo. So the reason of moving this message to date letter is demo. I'm just going to have this message, and it can have other parameter like the reason, date lettering reason. I think it should be second parameter. So we can pass the date lettering reason also. Okay, I'm using wrong overload method. We'll see that. There is a three overloaded method. One will accept the service bus message, and second one will accept the dead lettering reason message and the dead lettering reason. The third one will accept the properties to modify, and third parameter is dead lettering reason. Okay, then I have to pass dead lettering reason for demo and error description just for demo. These are all the properties will be attached to this message when it is deferred. That's it. Now what we'll do, because there is no message in the date queue, there is no message in our main queue, so we cannot receive, right? So we are going to send maybe I will mark it as third and fourth. Again I will send to the main queue because our receiver application should listen from main queue. Okay, I just changed the console message, not the actual one. Third and fourth. Anyway, the previously sent messages also will be there in a queue. Now our main queue will have four messages. Because now if we go to the main queue, refresh, there should be four message. First two we mistakenly send with the name first message and second message, and for third and fourth. Now we'll go to our receiver application and we'll try to consume and we'll try to mark it as date letter explicitly. We'll get the first message only here because that is the that will be in the first position of the queue. So now we will be getting the first message. Now we are going to date lettering this explicitly. Now if we go to date letter, there should be two message. You can see rest of the three still in the queue because time to live is not expired. Only one message that we have explicitly moved, that is the first message, and you can see the date lettering reason whatever I have given with some case error, that is fine. Dead lettering reason and error, what error description whatever I have given. And also you can see the properties, you can see the reason, the custom property what I have added. So all these three came into the property message properties. This is how we'll explicitly send the message to dead lettering queue. That's it. Now when we receive a message from dead letter queue, we'll get that all those properties what we have, custom properties, all those what we have added will come in the application properties. To receive that, we are going to mark subqueue dot date letter. We are going to receive that receiver dot complete messaging. We are going to complete this message. Our receiver application started. The first message, which was it should be second message, which was there in our previous try. This will not this will have only two properties, dead letter reason and dead letter error description, which was come by itself. Then we'll go there. Now we'll start, okay, because it will not automatically receive the second message. I'm starting the receiver application again to receive the explicitly moved message. Yes, now we should get the explicitly moved message. You can see this application properties will contain the custom property what I have added reason for that, and date letter reason whatever I have given, date letter error description what I have given. So these are all the things that we have explicitly moved to the date letter queue, and that also can be completed. Now we did complete all, but the rest of the messages that were in the main queue got expired, meaning the time to live got expired. You can see the reason for the date lettering was time to live expired, and moved all of them to date letter queue, and the main queue is now got cleared. That is all I have for this video. Thank you for watching.